this video, what I want to talk about is where you should put or how you should put lighting in upper cabinet applications. This is a very common method that I see out in the field where you have some sort of puck application or linear light above shining down on an application, and what they do is they take the wood shelf and replace it with a glass shelf. Therefore, we're flooding down and we're trying to obtain light on both areas of the shelf. Good in theory, but bad in function. When I say bad in function, light will always be brighter at the top in this application than it is on the bottom, especially when you put items on the shelf. It's always going to reflect light above and not below. The ideal situation for a cabinet and an upper cabinet is you want consistent light all the way up and through. Let's take a look at this other cabinet application, which is a corner cabinet application in this same concept. In this cabinet application, what has been done, as you can almost see through this glass door, is this particular cabinet, or the homeowner, did not want to change out the shelving to glass. They bought this as a wood kitchen, therefore they wanted to maintain it as a wood kitchen. So what the cabinet maker did is they installed pucks at every shelf level, as you can see here. A lot of times what people will do is they will put a puck in this application because they think or they assume that it might be the least expensive option to put within a cabinet. When you're thinking of upper cabinets, don't think of it as the most expensive or least expensive option. What we're trying to do is we're trying to integrate lighting into cabinetry. An ideal cabinet design should have lighting that blends within the cabinet. You really know that you've captured it correctly when the consumer or the homeowner that's buying that kitchen says, "Where's that light coming from?" Because we want it to look natural. When you do a puck application like this, what shines out first is the actual puck itself. It draws your attention to it. So you're not seeing the shelving, you're not seeing what this is supposed to look like, you're actually seeing the actual light itself. With a glass door closed, whether it had glass shelving on the bottom or wood shelving like this, you get those light reflections. So when you're doing a cabinet like this, the better option to do would be to utilize an LEV. What this light fixture is meant to do is to fit into the corner like this. Therefore, it is concealed. You run that light all the way up the edge of this cabinet. You will have to notch or maybe cut back your shelf a little bit. But now what you've done is you've eliminated these three lights and you have a consistent light up the side. When that's on, what you'll see is this. And you can already see how much more light it gives than what the puck lights are giving. Let me turn off the pucks. More consistent light. Now, this also gives you the opportunity to go on both sides. If that's not enough light, you can line up this frame and this frame, both sides, and blend the two lights into the center. Therefore, what you're doing is you're getting a nice, consistent flow of lighting up into a corner application, but more importantly, you aren't seeing the actual light itself in that corner cabinet. So let's talk about then pricing for something like this. Okay, I understand that the actual light fixture itself might be less to go with a puck application. For instance, when I look at this particular cabinet, okay, we have 3 of our 3-watt pucks. A cabinet maker is going to pay about $40 for each of those pucks. Okay, and let's just say they changed this out, so they say, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a $40 puck up there, and I'm going to change out the glass shelving. That $40 puck is being compared to the LEV. This application would require about a 29-inch version of the LEV. That to the cabinet maker will run about $96. So in theory, what the cabinet maker is looking at is they're saying $40 puck, like they have here, versus a $96 fixture. I'll go with the $40 puck. But what's forgotten in that actual application is, what did they do? They changed out their typical shelf and had to purchase a glass shelf instead. Well, when you consider this application, I need 2 pieces of glass. A cabinet maker is going to pay about $46 for each one of those shelves, or $92 total. So you have in glass cost, $92, what you have in just a light fixture cost. So when you're thinking about costs, don't just think of the light fixture itself. Think about what needs to be done to modify the actual cabinet itself to make that light work. In this case, glass shelving, the cost associated with glass. But more importantly, think about what that consumer is doing. That consumer is buying a wood kitchen. Why do we have to modify an actual cabinet just to make the light work? What we're trying to do in a kitchen application is integrate the light into an existing cabinet, which is exactly what we were doing here. They maintain their wood shelves, you're hidden behind, and without having to buy the actual glass shelves themselves, it actually costs less to the cabinet maker and therefore to the homeowner itself as well.